Hello, welcome. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Promoting Pay-Per-Call Offers with Mundo Media interview. And I've got Mundo Media VP of Network Distribution, Mufid Al-Joundi, online. And just a little background info here before we get right into the meat of things on how to promote pay-per-call offers and start making money with mobile traffic. Mufid Al-Joundi has been in the affiliate marketing space for over 7 years and in the advertising and sales space for over 12 years. His roots are in online performance, and they started as an affiliate manager with Google Ads, for those of you who remember Google. And he's successfully run affiliate marketing programs for SinglesNet, DealFind, and managed media buys of over $1.5 million per month. And he's currently the Vice President of Network Distribution of Mundo Media Ltd., which is a company that's been in business for over 5 years and is an extensive network for all kinds of offers, including pay-per-call and mobile CPA. So welcome, Mufid. Thank you for being here tonight.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm actually quite honored to be part of your blog and part of this webinar. I'm actually really excited to talk about the pay-per-call vertical and essentially where we believe it's going as a company, and more importantly, the opportunities that lie out there for a lot of affiliates that want to jump into this space and learn more about the space and hopefully make a lot of money from the space. Again, I want to welcome everybody here, and this is an open forum. I'm going to try to discuss some of the questions or the concerns that have been brought up from a lot of our affiliates that are currently on our network, and hopefully I can answer everyone's questions or help everyone out there who's really interested in getting into this, and effectively not be afraid to jump into the vertical, as I was mentioning. The first thing I want to kind of clarify really is the difference between pay-per-call marketing through mobile advertising and mobile advertising, which is also commonly referred to as WAP advertising or WAP banners. The two are effectively different simply based on how you're going to get paid out or what your return would look like. For pay-per-call traffic, it's really you get paid out every time your traffic leads to a consumer clicking on a phone number that's unique to you, and we'll go into more details with that. But essentially, and staying on a call with a customer service rep, and then you would be getting paid for, let's say, having a user call in and staying on the phone for more than 60 seconds. The difference between pay-per-call is that, and then with WAP is more of a natural affiliate marketing space where it's the same thing, where it's either cost per install if you're running an app install campaign, or cost per lead, or cost per pin submit. So the differences are definitely separate, and also what's separate of the two is the nature of traffic that's currently being driven to the pay-per-call vertical, which is right now, as I can see it, 99.9% of it is coming from Google mobile search. So I wanted to first make that clear to everybody so they can understand the difference between the two, and I can jump into a couple questions that I feel that may be helpful for everybody out here. So I guess, Shira, should I just start off with the first question that I'm asked a lot, which is can we use a landing page, or should we use a landing page when running a pay-per-call campaign?
Well, let's start with a more general question first, and I'd just like to pause for a minute and let everyone know that we'd love to get your questions, and you're welcome to type them into the chat box on the right-hand side of your screen, and we'll try to answer them as best we can. And before we get into the technicalities of landing pages and checking out the Mundo Media platform, let's talk about who can actually become a publisher for Mundo Media and who can actually promote pay-per-call offers and where these offers are converting around the world, because I know a lot of people have concerns that if they're not in the U.S., then they shouldn't be promoting pay-per-call offers. So if you could let us know a little bit about that before we get right into landing pages, offers, verticals, and all that good stuff.
Sure, of course. So Mundo Media, we essentially work with affiliates right across the world. There are no borders when it comes to affiliates who are interested in working with us or running our campaigns. Obviously with us, we're the same as any other affiliate network. We just need to make sure that the affiliates that are signing up on board they have a plan in mind and questions that need to be answered, and essentially that we can basically work with them without any headache. But when it comes to signing up onto our network, it's fairly simple. You just sign up to become a publisher. We have 14 affiliate managers here that are well versed in the affiliate program. You'll either receive a phone call or an email from them within 24 hours of your application. If you don't receive an email or a phone call within 24 hours of an application, either you can contact myself, or you can contact affiliates or the general inbox on our website, and we are very good at getting back to our applicants. So they're really, to answer the question with regards to who can sign up and what's available to affiliates that sign up, anybody's more than welcome to sign up to become an affiliate of the network. And all of our offers, I should say, 99% of our offers are open to our affiliates. More specifically for pay-per-call, because of the compliance involved, because of the nature of the offer, really anybody's capable of running it or capable of applying to a program that we have in our network. Now, with regards to the pay-per-call programs that we have in our system, right now they're all US-based, but that doesn't mean that international affiliates out there who aren't based out of the United States can't access them. We actually open them to everybody. Our headquarters are based in Toronto, Canada. We have offices in New York, Amsterdam, and now in Hong Kong. So, I mean, to give you an example, one of our largest affiliates, who's a really good guy, not because he's Canadian, but because he likes to drink beer like a Canadian likes hockey. He lives 5 minutes away from me. So everybody who's out there who's interested in making money, you're definitely you're definitely capable of signing up.
Excellent. Thank you for explaining that. I'm going to check whether we have any questions, and let's move on to talk about perhaps we can log into Mundo Media. I'll give you control of my screen so that everyone can see, and we'll start talking a little bit about different verticals, different offers, landing pages, and get right into it. Okay. So I'm going to give you actually control right now. One moment. And I've made you the presenter, so now if you share your screen, everyone will be able to see your screen.
Okay, excellent.
There we go.
All right, so we've been making improvements to our user interface for the last 6 or 7 months to really kind of hit home with regards to affiliates' needs, their search capabilities, the reporting that we provide. And we're constantly accepting suggestions from affiliates for improvements of our UI. So, for one example, this hot offer section here, what we do is we actually take some of our, our top 20 offers or top 10 offers, and every single week we manually upload these with updated stats. So the stats that you see in the hot offer section are fairly up to date. They're fairly conservative as well. One thing, I actually used to be an affiliate way back in the day. One thing I always appreciated of my affiliate manager at the time was when I've asked for quotations of conversion rates or earnings per clicks, which, I mean, if you've been in the space, everything that means anything is in earnings per click. I've always expected something that's realistic. This way that it allows me to budget my media buys accordingly. So these campaigns that you see on the right, hot offers, essentially they're the numbers that you're seeing are real. They're definitely capable of being reached, and they're open to our affiliates to test. All that we ask again is that you reach out to your affiliate manager and ask for more details, and we can definitely help every single affiliate out there learn how to buy, where to buy, and what's working, what's not working. So The open screen here is, you can see it says your personalized stats. There's nothing to display. This is, I set up a dummy account right now. Normally when you log in, it shows you a daily revenue report here. It's a graph, it's all visual, and you can take a look at what your performance is basically by date. It's really easy. If you click onto the campaigns tool tab, you can essentially search by location, or primary vertical, traffic type, and acquisition type. So let's say in this case, the traffic type would be, let's look for pay-per-call in this case here. We're going to look for, I think it's in our...
I bet it's in the acquisition type.
It is in the acquisition. Thank you for your help there. Yeah, it's under pay-per-call, of course. So if you click on pay-per-call, you can see right away it shows you all the offers that we have in pay-per-call. It shows you the CPA. Now, creatives, what that might mean is either some general ad copy that will help you out with, but you can see right across the board there, we're starting out with opening up a lot more pay-per-call offers. A lot of these pay-per-call offers, specifically, are owned and operated internally with us. That means we run the front end and then we try to sell leads on the back end, or we've set up calls with certain distribution centers that basically will buy, take our calls for us, and we've set up leads with us. Right now, some of our hottest offers that are relative to pay-per-call are the Get Local Dentist offer, the Get Local Attorney offers. We have bankruptcy, divorce, and DUIs. Another one is the Consolidated Credit Counseling offer, and there are a lot more to come. We literally just started doing this since May, and since May we've essentially been able to grow our business almost threefold. So there's a lot of opportunity here for a lot of affiliates, and essentially that's what we're seeing. Now, again, it all depends on every single affiliate out there and what they're choosing to essentially jump into. We do have over 500 offers that you can look at. There are a lot that you would have to cipher through. So again, my suggestion is to speak with one of your affiliate managers to get a lot of advice from them. Once again, a lot of affiliates that do sign up, they have something currently in mind, or they've seen it elsewhere, and they just want to gain a little bit more information. If that's the case, you know what? We're open to helping out, or even providing you quotes on competitive payouts. Not a big deal. We are opening up a ton of WAP. A lot of affiliates that currently work on our network or work with Mundo, they know us as a mobile network. We do a ton of mobile offers. Those mobile offers are right across the world. We do a ton of business in the UK, in France, Italy, Norway, Spain, Portugal, Brazil, Colombia. I mean, we're right across the world. We have WAP offers in Canada. So, keep that in mind that when you do sign up and you're looking to speak with an affiliate manager, let us know what you need, and we'll always do our best to meet that criteria. In terms of reports, more specific to WAP or running a geo report or doing some kind of comparative analysis, we actually have created a mobile report that will break down your clicks and leads by brand of phone, model, phone, ISP. You can search by sub-IDs. You can do it by date. Same thing goes with geo. You can take a look at if you run a run-of-network media buy for a specific offer. You can essentially take a look at where a lot of those clicks are coming from geographically, and essentially it'll help you optimize your campaigns as quickly as possible. I think everybody who's on the phone right now is more interested in finding that sweet spot of their return on investment, and the idea is we try to provide you with as much data in our reports as possible for you to reach that ROI as quickly as possible. Outside of what we do as a company, and from my personal perspective of what's important for what I believe as an affiliate to look at, is what campaigns we have, the reports we can provide you, and some of the tools that we have. We do have a referral program. It's 2% for anybody you do refer, and it's for 3 months. Outside of that, what we do as a company is we partnered with multiple different software companies, one of them of which is What Runs Where. Another one, what we do is we do our own internal market research to provide some of our affiliates, demographical breakdowns, placement suggestions for offers. If an affiliate comes to us and says, I want to run this offer, but I need traffic sources. Personally, myself, as mentioned, I've run close to $1.5 million in media budgets. I've created a lot of friends in the industry, and because of that, we have unlimited resources for a multitude of different traffic sources that we can refer our affiliates over to. Outside of that, we also created a newsletter for affiliates called The Breakdown, and I hope I can pull this over to the screen. I can. This is just a raw draft that we're going to be launching. This is more relative to the pay-per-call offer that we have that's called Get Local Attorney. This covers DUI, divorce, and bankruptcy. What we do is we basically break everything down by geos. We look at Google Trends. We look at Google Adwords. We provide keyword lists for you as starters. We also, give you demographics. One thing that we look to right now is ad copy. A really important aspect of any kind of media buy is ad copy. So we kind of take a look at what's out there, what's converting, and we try to give you a sense or a good idea of what ad copy will work for you to help your click-through rates improve. So with regards to logging into the system, gaining access to all the campaigns we have, the reports we provide you, on top of that, we try to take it one step further, use third-party software tools to provide all of our affiliates with additional information that may help them get started quicker.
That is excellent, Mufid. I'm going to stop you for just one moment, and we have a couple of questions that we want to address. And then I would love to run through actually finding a pay-per-call offer, and then we can talk about everything that we could do to promote it possibly.
Okay.
Okay, so Garrett is asking, we are interested to see within this group of PPC offers, how many are open for incent or non-incent?
Right, so with PPC, it doesn't really work with incent or incent traffic. The reason for that is you have to look at pay-per-call as the ultimate form of affiliate marketing with regards to, if you've been in the affiliate space, you know that affiliate marketing or getting people to convert on an offer is a matter of impulse. Well, with pay-per-call, it's really a matter of one form of traffic, which is Google mobile search, and essentially what it is if someone's looking, if someone's looking to get divorced and they're willing to do a search on their phone for, I need a divorce attorney right now, or I need a divorce attorney in Los Angeles. Well, what happens is pay-per-call, what it does is if you do a search on your phone and your ad pops up, I mean, there's a very good chance. I think the conversion rate is almost 50% from click to an actual payout. If they've seen that ad, they'll click through it. So there's really no incentivized traffic right now that I've seen. But at the same time, I haven't met an affiliate that's needed to incentivize an affiliate, a user, because they're already incentivized to basically, click on a call and actually dial out. I hope that answers that question. Was there anything else?
Thanks. I think that does a good job of answering Garrett's question. Garrett, if your question is not answered, please type it into the chat box so that we can see exactly what you're asking. We have another question from Eric, and he's saying, hey Mufid, Eric here, been a while. I have a question about the cost per click with AdWords. Seems there's little to do that we can do to lower the click cost no matter what I do. Quality score is like a 2 or 3 out of 10. So I know that we're going to talk about this a little bit later, but maybe you'd like to give Eric a quick answer right now.
Yeah, I think if a lot of affiliates back in the day who did, and Eric, good to hear from you. If it's Eric, I'm thinking, there's a lot of Erics, but if it's Eric, I'm thinking about good to hear from you. What I can tell you right now is with AdWords, it's always a matter of, especially today, more so than before in the past, it's a matter of quality score and longevity of running a campaign and their trust in the account that they have. I've had this conversation multiple times in the last 2 weeks. Essentially, it's a matter of starting slow, and once you start slow and you start finding those sweet spots, and Google's going to keep an eye on you the entire time, you'll find that your quality score will essentially start to increase. But from my understanding, the two largest of variables that I've heard, one is the click-through rate that you're attaining. So if you optimize your campaigns as quickly as possible to maintain a really strong click-through rate on your ads, that'll definitely help your quality score. It'll help it very quickly. And two, it's just the longevity of running the campaign. I mean, we all know this. Google doesn't want someone coming on board, running a campaign that's non-compliant, that has a poor click-through rate, and then shutting it down after 2 days. They're more interested to find out who's going to be with them for the long run. And essentially, those two simple variables seem to be helping out a lot. And the beautiful part of pay-per-call right now is, even though people have been talking about it since 2005, probably even further back, it's just now that the space, the performance affiliate space, is actually jumping into it, and it's just basically a whiteboard for everybody to make their mark on. So, my suggestion is get in on it as quickly as possible, because it'll help your quality score later on, and it'll make your your account, or make you a much more competitive affiliate than the next person who decided not to wait a little bit longer to jump in.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Mufid. Let's move on to select a pay-per-call offer, and keep in mind that some of the people that are going to be watching this and that are on the call right now are completely new to pay-per-call. So let's search for an offer and talk about how someone could go about promoting it, and how the different options we have. Do we need landing pages? How do we set up our offer in terms of the tracking and all that?
Right. Okay. So just to take one step back with regards to tracking and how to set up everything, I want to make it clear to everybody that there's two technologies right now. One is the affiliate tracking platform, where you log in and you see what revenue you've generated. And the second is Ring Revenue's platform, who's basically made it possible for affiliates to start doing pay-per-call. And I'll explain how the two are related. First and foremost, if you go into campaigns, and you look for, like, my suggestion is, let's just focus on the Get Local Dentist campaign. Okay, so Get Local Dentist. You can search like this, or you can obviously go back to the acquisition type and see what's in there. But let's just say it's the Get Local Dentist pay-per-call offer 7738. Okay, all you need to do is you click on this offer. You're going to see, the general terms and conditions that are relative to the campaign. Every campaign has its restrictions. Really, the only thing that they're asking for is do not use the word free, and don't bid on 1-800-DENTIST. The reason for that is 1-800-DENTIST is a major back-end buyer of these leads, and it's the same thing with anything. They want you to be very clear on the terms that are in front of you. So, once you agree to that, you have the info on the offer. You have pixels that you can place yourself. There's a redirect URL that you can use, but I mean, for pay-per-call, I can tell you that redirect URLs are completely useless. These banner creatives are more relative to our lead gen that we have for this offer, and I'll go into that a little bit later. And then obviously your tracking URL. Now, there is no tracking URL here yet, and I'll explain why. What you need to do as an affiliate is, once you're interested in signing up, there is a Ring Revenue login. It's an affiliate network as well, but it's for Ring Revenue affiliates, and we have a very good relationship with them. And it's, when you log in, it says Mundo Media Ring Revenue, and you just apply for a program. you will get approved. If you're approved on our affiliate network to run any of our campaigns, all we're asking you to do is apply for an account with Ring Revenue so that we can essentially create unique phone numbers for you through Ring Revenue. The login for Ring Revenue, oops, I don't know what's going on here. Let me just see something here. It is essentially, it's a login. It works the same way as a regular affiliate program, but what it does is it breaks down your campaigns by an ad group or by a phone number, and you can, it's really simple that way. Now, let me just see if I can get in here right now. Here we go.
So while you're doing that, let me just ask, so if I'm starting out and I've just signed up for Mundo Media and I don't have a Ring Revenue account, should I go directly to Ring Revenue to sign up, or should I do that through the Mundo Media interface?
No, we would provide you with a unique URL that's relative to, you would sign up first as an affiliate with Mundo Media, and when you're ready to run a pay-per-call program, we'll provide you with like an actual link to sign up with, okay. At which time, when you've signed up for that link, the account manager on our side essentially will approve the account, and then you will be given everything you need. So with pay-per-call, you're not pulling tracking URL. Sorry, you're not pulling a tracking URL through our Mundo Media tracking platform. What's being done is essentially you're being given a unique phone number that's going to track back to our system, utilizing your affiliate ID, utilizing a tracking platform that we would set up for you. So essentially what happens is if you run your AdWords campaign, and you have your unique ID number or unique phone number and someone clicks on it, what happens is in Ring Revenue it'll show you how many people clicked on your phone number, how many of those people actually turned into a lead, and normally the conversion rate is between 50 and 60%, as I was mentioning earlier, and it'll show you how much revenue you've generated. On top of that, what it'll show you in Mundo Track, when you log into Mundo Track, is essentially how many leads you generated, and that's the difference between the two. The two programs are connected by revenue, but all your vital stats relative to pay-per-call will be coming through Ring Revenue.
Excellent. Thanks for clarifying that. All right. So are you able to log in, or are we going to go through Mundo?
I'm just going to.
Do you want me to take the screen away so you're not showing your screen?
I don't know if, I don't think it's necessary. I think I just have to find this email again. Here we go.
Okay. In the meantime, I'm going to ask everyone who's on the call to please type into the chat box whether you have already tried promoting pay-per-call offers or whether you are completely new at this. We'd love to know a little bit more about you guys so that we can answer and talk about the right type of things. So you've got a chat box on the right-hand side of your screen. We'd love it if you interact with us. We've got a few people here saying completely new. We have someone saying Carl has tried it before on CJ. Aziz is completely new. And Jonathan is asking, where is the link to apply for Ring Revenue? So as I understand it, please correct me if I'm mistaken, you will actually get a link to connect you to Ring Revenue after you sign up to Mundo Media and select a campaign that you would like to promote, correct?
That's 100% correct.
All right, awesome. We've got first time Shira Stewart says, and we have wow, I love you guys' response. Manuel, yep, already ran them. Eugene is saying, I'm with Mundo but never tried pay-per-call. All right, this is your opportunity, Eugene. We are going into this vertical. I've heard of a lot of people that are making a lot of money with pay-per-call, and I'm just raring to try it. And we have here, let's see, Jonathan is also completely new. We've got a couple of Jonathans on here. And thanks for all your feedback. So we have a mixed crowd, but I think that most people here are new to pay-per-call and would really, like to get their head wrapped around how they actually promote it and where they would put these phone numbers on. I also saw something really interesting Was that a Skype phone number that you can promote? Because that is super cool if that's true.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. You know, we're in the infancy stages of pay-per-call, and you know, when I have my team meetings, everyone kind of bounces ideas off on, you know, what are really cool ways of advertising pay-per-call. So, just to answer the first question with regards to, you know, everyone's I guess, concerns on if I am an affiliate, how do I gain access to a phone number and how is that tracked properly? Essentially what happens is once you've signed up, once you sign up as an affiliate with Mundo Media and you say to your affiliate manager, I'm interested in running this offer. So what happens is we get you approved. We'll send a link for you we'll give you the link in an email. You just click on the link which points to Ring Revenue, which is, you know, has a logo of Mundo Media, so you know you've been pointed in the right direction. You sign up to become an affiliate of Ring Revenue as well. And let me remind everyone again, Ring Revenue is a tracking platform. It's a state-of-the-art tracking platform for affiliates or for anybody out there who has some form of e-commerce business and they want to basically take advantage of the pay-per-call platform. And essentially what it does is it provides you with unique phone numbers that you can then use when setting up your AdWords campaigns. And you know, what we do as a network is we provide you with all the educational tools you'll need. I mean, there's a lot to it, and you know, to be straightforward with everybody, I mean, learning it will take you a few hours, maybe at best, in terms of, you know, learning how to set up your campaigns, how to create multiple different unique phone numbers that are relative to your ad groups, sub-IDs. I mean, there's a lot to it. I'm not going to mislead anybody. The reality is, though, if you've learned it once, you'll get it. And once you get it, it becomes like this abundance of traffic and opportunity that, you know, which is I feel that people should just at least test it. I've been a huge advocate of pay-per-call in the last 3 or 4 months simply because I see such a huge opportunity for affiliates. The most important thing to remember as an affiliate or as a media buyer or anybody out there, pay-per-call is very stable. You cannot mislead affiliates, users to sign up for something in pay-per-call unless you're using inappropriate wording such as free. Nothing is free in business, and the idea is with our campaigns, we provide you with what keywords you can't use, and you know, we'll even provide you with a keyword list that you could use. You know, I'm sharing my screen right now, and this is just to give everybody an idea of what we provide for our affiliates. We also put our affiliates in touch with our, you know, if they want to jump on a call with Ring Revenue and our rep at Ring Revenue, you can actually jump on a call with them and we can, you know, we'll spend the time to walk you through the whole process to explain to you, and you can see I'm scrolling down, how to set up certain parameters for sub-ID tracking. It gives you an idea of how to pass sub-IDs, how to create unique phone numbers, and, you know, we'll take the time to educate you even further. You know, it is, again, it's a learning process, but it's definitely one worthwhile of investing your time into doing so. And I guess, you know, that's basically, you know, that's as much as you know, I think I could get into with regards to setting up programs, getting the links, and walking you through it, because it's a little bit more than that. You definitely have to sign up, and as an affiliate, sign up with Ring Revenue, and then, you know, and just play with the system for a little bit just to figure it out, and you'll soon find out that it's a very easy tool to go with.
Awesome. Maybe we'll back that up with Nikolai's question. Can you talk about monthly revenue on some of the offers, i.e., what are normal numbers that could be achieved? So obviously we know that everyone is different and we can't say what you will necessarily make because results are very personal, but maybe you can give us an idea of what kind of earnings people are getting with your network.
Yeah, no problem. I think it's hard to tell. It's hard to actually even estimate things at this point. I think what you could earn is you know, limitless. It just depends on how long you're doing it for, and how good you are at optimizing your campaigns. what we're seeing today, obviously I can't give you exact numbers, but I can give you a range of numbers. I mean, we see affiliates doing, on the low end of, $2,000 a day, and then we see affiliates, easily tripling, quadrupling that, and they've just started out. The key thing here to remember is that this is the beginning of affiliate marketing and pay-per-call from a viewpoint of affiliates who are used to running, rebill campaigns, affiliates who are used to running campaigns that are generally, through display ads. If you look back, way back in the day when it came to like ringtones or rebuilds, people started out slow, and nobody really expected how much of a scale there was when it came to those verticals. More importantly, the sustainability of some of those verticals. That's what I see with pay-per-call. I see it as an absolute growth factor. One key metric or statistic that I found when I was speaking with a friend of mine who owns a software tool that basically helps affiliates find out where to buy media on phones, like WAP banners. By the year 2014, there will be more people using their mobile browsers and doing mobile searches, and this is an estimated stat. I think it's coming from Google. There will be more people, using their mobile browsers than there will be on desktops. So it's, my whole point again is we're in the infancy stages, so the opportunity is limitless. And sorry, and this goes back to, Shira, this is going back to you saw when I was, you saw like Skype numbers highlighted in some of the
yeah.
Yeah, so here's another opportunity that no one's touched. There are two opportunities that we've been bouncing around. I mean, right now a lot of the traffic's coming through Google mobile search, but then again, we actually offer landing pages for affiliates who want to do display, but also mix up, any kind of like mobile campaigns to being run, or just running desktop searches, or sorry, I should say display media buys. Essentially, if your phone has Google Talk on it or Skype, if your computer has Google Talk on it or Skype, essentially what it does is Skype or Google Talk will highlight phone numbers within your computer. So if you run a campaign that has any kind of like number on the landing page, you can essentially just, if you have Skype open, if you click on it, Skype will basically say, do you want to call this number? Very similar to Google mobile search. And you would get either paid, as an affiliate, you would get paid out on that call through Skype, or you would get paid out if the user just decided to fill out the lead on the form.
That is awesome. I'm so excited about this opportunity, Mufid. Just the fact that it's in its infancy is a huge opportunity to get started, because as with anything, it's going to take a couple of weeks and some testing to really get into the groove of things and become profitable. And we'll talk about how to get that phase over with and how to budget yourself until you see a positive ROI. And we also have a few more questions here related to what we're talking about, so I'll just throw them out there and maybe you can answer them as they're relevant. Carlos is asking, do you recommend WAP or landing page? And so I think we talked about that a little bit. And Eugene is asking, if the call gets put on hold or queued, will the pixel still fire after 60 seconds or so? So these are different questions, but maybe they're a little bit related.
They're related. They're somewhat related. So with regards to the lander or using a display or pointing a user to on their phone to a landing page. Now, once again, because it is 99.9% Google mobile search, if I'm an affiliate, I really don't want anybody going to a landing page. I want them to click on my phone number. And that kind of, I hope that answers your question. You could use a landing page, but really you want them to click on that phone number, because there's going to be, like, we've seen the metrics. You can't basically ignore the fact that if someone clicks on that phone number, you have more than a 50% chance that you're going to get paid out on it. Now, with regards to how long it takes for the user to be on the phone before you get paid out, that all depends on the offer. Some offers are 60 seconds, some offers are 90 seconds, some offers are even a little bit longer. But the point is, when you if someone's looking for a certain keyword, for example, we have an alarm an alarm, home alarm product on our network. It's Alarm Pro, and it's a pay-per-call campaign. I mean, if someone is looking for home security or home alarm for their home, and they're willing to click on an ad on their phone, which I actually do a lot. I do that when I do a lot. If I have to find something for my house, I do the same thing. You're never on the phone for less than 2 or 3 minutes if you want to really think about it that way, because by the time you get someone to answer, by the time you've actually had some kind of description of what you're looking for, by the time that the customer service agent has answered some of your questions, the reality is the quality of the call that you've generated is of 100% intent. So as an affiliate, you've done your job to get someone to sign up or to call, and then the rest is basically on customer service. So I mean, you don't really want to lander. That's my suggestion. And at the same time, payouts will occur. They convert really well. It's just all dependent on the intent of the user who's running or who's run a search for a particular service. I hope that makes sense.
It does. We have an extension to this question from Manuel, and he's asking, as far as I know, you have to use a lander if you target smartphones. Only feature phones work without a landing page. Is that true?
You know what, that's a good question. I know that if you're, with smartphones, so what happens is with smartphones, what affiliates will do is they'll basically buy domain just to have something in the display URL. And you will need a display URL. And a lot of those domains don't point anywhere. Sometimes they do. I mean, again, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have anything, but at the same time, if it's asking for a domain or some kind of display URL, a lot of people are just buying $10 domain, something relative to what they're doing, whether or not it's like a mobile-related domain, and they're just running it. But yeah, I know that when I was setting up some ad groups within Google Mobile targeting smartphones, I needed a display URL. I was asking for a domain, and I typed in the actual domain of the offer itself to see what would happen if my ads would get approved, and all my ads got approved.
That's awesome. It's certainly a mindset shift, I think, for most affiliates, especially who are doing CPA. Pay-per-call is different. You just want someone to click on that number, and then you're almost ensured a payout. So it's really more on the advertising and optimization end of your ads and media buys to actually show those numbers to the right people. We have another question from Vivek. He's asking, can we do pay-per-call through email traffic? And Amit is asking, what's considered a good average CTR on some of the landing pages, or I guess on some of the phone numbers in this case?
So to answer the first question, if you have email, if you have an email database and you have metrics showing that these users are very active, and you can I would definitely say test it out. And the beautiful thing about pay-per-call is there's no real, other than like incentivizing the user, as I was mentioning, or using inappropriate language that's basically been deemed not allowed by the advertiser. You can do whatever you'd like. I can tell you right now that there are some affiliates out there, when you look at some of the metrics, there's a small percentage of their pay-per-call programs that are actually, it looks like someone has sent something out to them, or they ran a PPC program through Google, but the user decided to phone from a landline. So I can't really say that it won't work or it will work. I can just tell you that it is allowed, and that's something that's definitely feasible. The second question, sorry, what was it again? It was
no problem.
Sorry, could you repeat?
The second question was, what's considered a good average CTR on some of the offers? Right.
You know what? I think that's going to depend solely on the actual keyword that you're bidding against, and it's the same thing with display. If anybody out here has ever done like a media buy with banners, I've always basically said that 2% would be an incredible click-through rate. I think what Google does is it tells you how well your ads converting. So it's a difficult question to answer simply because I don't have the answers in front of me, because I haven't run my own media test against this. And if an affiliate did provide me with that information, unfortunately, I couldn't really share it with the group. It's confidential. But I mean, again, I think it depends on the actual keyword itself. And I mean, you could have a long tail keyword with simple ad copy, and because it's a long tail keyword, you're getting a high click-through rate. On the flip side of that, you could be going against a very high costing keyword that's being bid a lot or searched a lot, and your click-through rate might vary simply because of some of the content you have. But it's really a hard question to answer.
Yeah, I think that
what I can tell you is this, though.
Go ahead, please.
So yeah, what I can tell you is this. What we do, again, as I was mentioning, when we provide these breakdown newsletters for our affiliates, we use proxies, and I suggest this to everybody. I mean, it's a matter of getting creative and finding out what's working and what's not working. So I actually use a proxy. I use GeoEdge, and in GeoEdge you can, I look at LA, for example. Teeth whitening in LA is a very hot keyword. Everybody who's in the business knows it, and they know that they can generate a ton of traffic for it. If you just type in "need a local dentist" in Los Angeles, or "need a local dentist for teeth whitening" with GeoEdge actually has a smartphone emulator, so you can actually pretend that you're coming from iPhone, and you can see who's bidding on those keywords. And if you come up with a list of, let's say, 20 keywords that you want to start bidding against, and you start just doing simple searches for those keywords, emulating like a smartphone on your computer, you'll see that the same ad copy will show up time and time again. And what I believe is, if you're seeing the same ad copy showing up time and time again, you can bet you can bet a lot of money on it that ad copy has a high CTR and it seems to be working.
I love it. That's an excellent tip. And maybe we can check out GeoEdge later to see what that looks like. We have a general question from Stuart. He's asking, I know this one's going to be a little hard to answer, but let's address it anyway. For someone who's starting out, how much money do you think they're going to need to spend in order to sort of get into profit? So basically, what would you say someone needs to have in their budget to really get started with pay-per-call so they can attack this? And maybe after that we can talk a little bit about where you recommend to advertise as well.
Right. Okay. So that's a great question. I can't even begin to tell you how many times I've been asked that question. In terms of budget, I look at it. I look at it this way: how much money would I personally invest in this? How much am I willing to risk? And I think if you go too low, if you come at it with $50 to $100, you're going to lose. There has to be some risk. Every single media buyer and affiliate marketer out there they know what they're entrepreneurs and they know what risk means. I would always say maybe between $500 and $1,000 is a good start. And what that means is, what it does is it opens up a full week of testing. Now, having said that, what's important before anybody who spends a penny needs to understand is they need to speak to their affiliate manager. And what an affiliate manager on our network will provide you with is key data, effective cost per clicks that you might have to basically budget against. So when you go at it, I mean, there's a multitude of different ways of looking at this and figuring out what my actual cost per key or per clicks will look like and what my return will look like. So we know, for example, that specific day parting should be put in place before you test. We provide you with a keyword list that's going to give you estimated keyword costs. We'll provide you with an understanding that this offer has is fairly it's fairly new, but a lot of people are getting into it. So you got to take a look at what everyone else is doing, and then we'll try to help you provide you with actual conversion rates. So I would always say between $500 and $1,000 is a very good budget to start with, and that you will know within the first 2 to 3 days of running a keyword list. And I would suggest not bidding on just 1 or 2 keywords, is finding keywords that you want to start bidding against with using Google's they have bid suggestions. They can actually tell you, for this keyword, an estimated cost per click will cost you 93 cents, and it'll generate 293 clicks per day. So, I mean, you should use the tools that are available to give you an idea of what to spend. And if you spend between $500 and $1,000 a day, I think you'll find out within the first 2 or 3 days what that looks like and what your profits are going to look like. So far, and I can say this honestly, I'm a man of integrity. I don't like to mislead anybody in this business. Everybody I've spoken to, except for one person, hasn't been able to make it work, and because that one person ran a test with a very short pool of keywords that was basically, it was an unrealistic test, and we were providing them with a keyword list that we pulled ourselves, and we're going to basically help them look at how to target and go at it. But everyone else that has tested it seems to have made it work. It just takes a little bit of time.
Awesome. I think that's excellent advice, and I assume that I would probably have start getting into profit before I run through $1,000. So I probably spend a couple of hundred on testing, and if I don't really, if I do it, right or pretty well, then I should start being able to optimize my keywords and bids and start to get into profit, right?
Right, exactly. And I think the key variable that everybody needs to keep in mind is the click-through rate. Focus on your click-through rate. That'll depend on everything. Click-through rates, going back to the question when we first started with regards to quality, Google quality. I mean, if you're hitting all those click-through rates, your quality score will start to your quality will start to increase, and effectively your cost per click will basically drop. I mean, if anybody here has ever done Google or AdWords, they know that effectively, if you have a good quality score, you're a much more competitive affiliate than the next person. So click-through rate is something I would definitely focus on in terms of a variable that'll help you optimize your campaigns faster.
Excellent, excellent. We have one more question here I'd like to answer before we move on. Actually, I just want to let everyone know we have a few people that just jumped on. Yes, this is being recorded. We will have the replay, but those that are not on live do not get a chance to ask questions. So thank you so much for being here. We love all these questions. Keep them coming. We have a question from Conrad. He's saying, since we want searchers to click right on the number in the ad, are the creatives that have a call button just used for display advertising? So this is it's a mixed question. Yeah, it's a mixed question. I think that what you need to understand first of all is that you're mainly going to be promoting a telephone number which you want people to click on. But this is related to, I think, how the banners would work, really. So you could either have them on a mobile website, on a regular website, or you could be using banner advertising. So maybe we can explain that a little bit more.
Right. Okay. So this was a conversation that the team here and I had regarding thinking outside the box and testing out different traffic sources. It's I believe what you can do is instead of plugging in the phone number as a phone number, you can actually take a unique tracking oil that they have and you can plug it into like a WAP banner. Now, I'm not going to say that's 100% sure right now because I'm still waiting for an answer. But the idea was, what if you ran WAP traffic to banners within certain applications, and the content within the banner said, let's say you were targeting a banner placement within an app that talks about, let's say legal fees or something along the lines of that, and you wanted to target a banner, looking for divorce. Well, the idea is if you're paying for that banner traffic on a cost per click, and someone clicks on it, then that they're interested in learning more about that. We're looking into that as well, and I think, though, in the end, what we'll all find is, if that's the case, what will happen is it'll more or less point to a lander versus dialing out, and that lander will have the phone number on it as well. And I think, if it's display related, it'll probably end up being a user who's looking to do further research on something. I think the statistic is right now 63% of all users who are doing who are on their phone doing some form of search, they're doing research before they actually go out and purchase something. So I think that's the nature of banners on WAP phones. But again, this is new. No one's tested it out. No one knows if it's going to work. So we can. I would have to answer that question offline. If that person wants to follow up with me later on, I welcome you to contact me directly, and I'd definitely be able to help you out after this call.
Awesome. We have another side to the same question from Manuel. He's saying, the first time I ran a pay-per-call offer, I was provided a tracking link which dynamically pulled my promo number on the advertiser's landing page. Does this still work?
Yes.
It does. Okay, great. Conrad said, yes, thank you. You've answered my question. So that's awesomeness in the making. And let's move on to actually look at a little bit deeper into, I think one of the questions that is sort of hanging in the air when maybe we can look at some creatives. If we do want to go with the lander for some of these options that we discussed, like WAP and people that want some more information, do you provide creatives for that, or would I need to create that landing page myself?
No, we would create the banners for you, and if you wanted help creating, I mean, if it was a specific landing page that didn't point to the actual, if it wasn't a direct link to the offer lander, then we could help. We're definitely open to helping affiliates if they need help building out some of their sites. But for the most part, I believe what's going to happen is if they use a lander, they would most likely direct link if they wanted to, and then on that lander, you would have, again, a phone number that's unique to the affiliate, and then obviously it's a unique tracking URL, so it'll pay out if the user decided to sign up for a lead as well.
That's great. We have a really good question from Nikolai, and this is going to open a whole can of worms, and it's really about social promotion. I know I have a few more questions about that myself. Nikolai is asking, first of all, he's saying thank you, and he's saying, do you generally allow phone number dropping in forums and answer-based sites, i.e. Yahoo Answers and the like? And I'm going to add on to that question, what about other social platforms like Twitter, Facebook, and Pinterest?
The short answer is yes, we'll allow it. Again, it's, we'll allow pretty much anything for pay-per-call that you can make work. The only thing that we require is that, the compliance rules are followed, but essentially that's it. But yeah, again, nobody that I know of has done any of that, so it's definitely, it's open to being tested.
I would remind everyone that's asking these questions, we have someone saying Craigslist as well, and just, so Eugene, you've got a naughty mind. I would say that it's very important for you guys in general, and I'm not a lawyer and I don't play one on the internet, so this is not legal advice, but whatever platform you're using, you really need to comply with their terms of service as well. So you've got two sides to this equation. The first one is the conditions and terms of the offer itself, of the advertiser campaign, and then the other side of the coin is, are you in compliance with the platform that you're on? So just like you need to be compliant with Google Ads, you need to be compliant with Pinterest, Facebook, Twitter, and so on. So you guys need to find out exactly what's allowed and what's not allowed, and you are responsible for that.
Yeah, and also I'd like to add, Shira, I don't think it would have been a webinar without someone bringing up Craigslist.
Yeah, that's the first time I ever heard someone say Craigslist for that, so that's very cool. All right, so we've been talking about pay-per-call offers with Mundo Media, and we have had so many awesome questions, and the discussion has been really good. Let's move on here to our final questions that we talked about. We have a question about what are the maximum amount of promo numbers you can request, and in what cases would you really want to have more than one number? So maybe we can talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, So with regards to promo numbers, you know, as you sign up as an affiliate of a pay-per-call program with Ring Revenue and us, we have a very good relationship with them, and we understand that as you scale, a lot of affiliates are exceptionally good at optimization and split testing. So you're allowed 5 to start off. However, there's a glass ceiling of 20 if you so need them. And if we've had affiliates ask us for 100 different unique phone numbers. So, you know, this all depends, again, on how big the affiliate is, how much revenue is being exchanged between us and the affiliate, and what's needed in order to help the affiliate scale. So right off the bat, we encourage, you know, how affiliates are using this essentially are for ad groups. For example, when I started testing out the dental program, the way I think before I test anything out is, if I'm going to go into Get Local Dentist, I want to learn everything about that market. And so when I go into it, I look at dentists, like what services do dentists offer? What cities and states do they offer? You know, what's relevant? So for me it was, I'm going to create an ad group for multiple groups that discuss what dentists are offering or what people are looking for. So teeth whitening, braces, just a general cleaning, chipped tooth, anything. I mean, I get pretty nitty and gritty when it comes to what people may be searching for online. And then what happens is you know, I'll create ad groups for them, and I'll get unique tracking URLs or tracking phone numbers for each ad group. And so when I do run when I do build out keyword lists, I also will, you know, my keyword list will all pretty much be the same, but more generalized, or sorry, more focused towards the ad group. So for example, it would be teeth whitening in Los Angeles, teeth whitening in Kansas City, teeth whitening in Chicago. I'll even go as far down as you know, focusing on areas that are, you know, not major cities, but, you know, suburbs within those cities. And you know, let's say I end up with 10 different ad groups for different categories of what the dental industry can provide. I would then ask for unique phone numbers based on that. And that's how I would set up a media buy. And that's how they come in handy.
Awesome. Thanks for clearing that up. We have a technical question from Nikolai. He's asking, is it possible to integrate Mundo Ring with my Has Offers platform? And his reason is create my offer inside of Has Offers and track my employees' efforts as my affiliates.
So, yes, I believe so. I mean, obviously, you would have to place a pixel on the campaign to fire, and you would have to utilize our tracking URL, but that tracking URL would probably redirect through your Has Offers platform. So, you know, I guess the same thing would be asked if you were using Prosper 202. You should be able to do that. That shouldn't be a problem.
All right, great. Let me let you move on with your presentation for a few minutes, and then we are going to give a chance for last questions before we wrap up this webinar. That is absolutely awesome. I'm learning so much from these questions. I can see they're starting to come in at an expedited rate. So let's move on a little bit, and we'll get back to the questions in a few minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
So, sorry, did is there something else that you wanted to bring up?
We wanted to maybe look at the creatives a little bit and take a look at the offer and find out, just for everyone who's new, when they look at the offer, just to see how we can read the numbers, and if you're just looking at the offers, how can you estimate what you should pick to promote according to these numbers? Because not everyone knows, I think, what the EPC is, and, you know, the different metrics that you have.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I'll walk through that. So essentially, here is a demo account with Ring Revenue. Okay. And so let's walk through the whole process. As an affiliate, you've signed up. You've shared your interest to test a pay-per-call offer. What we do is then we provide you with an option of offers that we think you should take a look at, and then whatever, you know, if we tell you these top 3 offers are converting, that's based on, you know, historical data, and obviously as an affiliate, you would either choose to run 3, but let's say in this case you choose to just run the 1. So let's just say it's the Get Local Dentist offer. Okay. Actually, no. You know what we've been talking about? Let's switch things up. Let's talk about the Get Local Attorney offer for divorce-specific vertical. And the reason for that is because it's such a specific vertical, such a specific search, that I want to kind of give everybody an idea of how this would convert. So what you do is you would get approval to gain access to Ring Revenue. We would set you up with some phone numbers, and again, I can't really get into detail because we can't set it up that way. This is a demo, but for those who want to sign up, you will be walked through everything clearly, and you will understand how to get a phone number, how it's going to track. Trust me, by the time you're done setting things up, within 1 day, you'll be a pay-per-call expert. But for now, let's just say your campaign is, and let's just pretend that doesn't say widgets. It says Get Local Attorney. Okay. So what this is showing me the last 7 days. Let's look at yesterday. So yesterday, it's showing me that through my campaign, I generated 2 calls. Out of those 2 calls, 1 was paid. Out of those transactions, so transaction basically what it means is I believe that it's just telling you what actually transacted or what happened during the call. So in this case, it's saying that you got 2 calls. One was a test call, one was a click call, 1 paid, 1 didn't, and blah, blah, blah. It gives you just breakdown of detail. Now, if I'm an affiliate, what this basically says is, let's say I paid $3 per click, okay? Or let's say $2 per click. What this is basically telling me is I paid $2 per click, which means 2 people clicked on my phone call for $2 each. It cost me $4, and I had a return of $7, so I profited $3. I mean, it's just straight up, you know, math, and that's how this is calculated. So every single, let me go back, every single call or transaction is considered a click. So think about it that way. There isn't going to be, I mean, these are unique calls, I guess. So I mean, I don't think if anybody clicks on a call, they're going to hang up and then call back. Let's hope they don't. But let's just call these uniques. That's what you've been paid out on per click, and that's what the transaction was, and that's what your payout is. Now, how to find good ad content to run through is really simple. Let's focus on Los Angeles. So I'm using GeoEdge. If people don't have it, it's a great tool. I mean, I would definitely recommend it. It's really simple. Let's say we're in Los Angeles, and our mobile emulation is mobile. Let's make it an iPhone, and we'll go from there. And let's go to Google. So what I do is, prior to all this, and again, I don't know how much time we have, but prior to all of this, I want to find out, I want to pull up keyword lists. And the way I pull up keyword lists, and I just want to kind of give everyone a hint on how to do things, because I find that keyword lists are a funny thing, and it's how do you find out what works. So this is just a simple snapshot into my AdWords account. Now what I do is, if I want to use a keyword tool, this is how I find out to pull keywords that are basically being run on mobile. First things first, I don't ever use a phrase. I look at who's generating, what website out there is generating the most traffic relative to whatever it is that I'm going to bid against. And the reason for that is, as we all know, a lot of these websites will get organically ranked based on certain keywords, and you want to go after companies that have high organic ranking based on keywords that are in demand, simply because they're tagged for these keywords. And when you run a search for, let's say, lawyers.com, and then what you do is your advanced option should read US. It should be all devices with full internet or WAP. I just use full internet. Or let's just say WAP devices, because if you write mobile devices, that'll include iPad. or whatever tablets out there. And if you click search, what this
people are
does
not.
then
I'm
is
sorry to interrupt you. We're not seeing your screen of what you're doing.
Oh, I apologize, everybody.
Sorry, yeah, maybe you can just sort of, we heard what you were saying, so maybe you could just quickly recap where you are and what you're doing so that we can catch up.
Right, so I apologize for everybody. So essentially, you log into your AdWords account. You can use it. You can click on their tools and analysis, go to the keyword tool, and then what I was saying about finding specific keywords associated with a vertical that you're going to run. I never choose a phrase. You can add on later, but just as a baseline to figure out what keywords you want to take a look at. What you would do is I always look at what's organically listing the highest for let's say I need a lawyer in whatever, or lawyers, and you'll find that lawyers.com gets ranked fairly high because they're a national brand and they're pretty much involved with a lot of different different demands for people looking for lawyers. So if you do that, you choose United States. Obviously, it's Canada. Sorry, it's in the United States, English. And then under Show Ideas and Statistics for, I chose mobile web devices. You can choose desktop, all mobile devices, mobile WAP, or mobile devices within full internet browsers. I was saying mobile WAP because if you choose the other one, if you choose this one, it'll probably show listings for iPads. And again, if this is pay-per-call specific, we want people to be specific to their wireless application or their phones. We just want them to be using their phones. When you do a search for that, it'll show you. Now, I don't know if everybody knows this, but Google has ad group ideas data, so they actually can break it down for you. Okay, and if you actually download all search results, you can see right away there's 800 keywords that you can look at. So it's the difference between going through phrases one by one, or focusing on a site that's done all the work for you and listing the website itself, and having that provide you with a ton of keywords that they're trying to get organically ranked for. This is a good baseline for keywords or keyword lists that you might want to use for your pay-per-call program. And that's essentially what we do here. We look at these types of metrics and then we provide our affiliates with this information. So for example, we want to look at divorce attorney. So if I save all, there's 29 ideas. If I open it up by keyword, divorce attorney, and you can just basically, you can either do Google Insights for search. I like to look at Insights because if I do look at Insights or Google Trends for specific keywords, it also tells me what states have a higher demand in search. So that also helps me focus on where I want to basically build out targeted keywords for the fact that I might have a better return or higher demand for targeting a keyword that might cost a little less, but it's still in demand for a specific geographical region. So as you can see, when you open up those keywords, divorce attorney in New Jersey, divorce attorney in New York, it's giving you basically a breakdown of what people are searching for. Everyone's searching for localized divorce attorneys for mobile WAP. So if you want to add divorce attorney in under the word or phrase, and you do another search, you're going to open up a whole lot more keywords. So then you can see Michigan attorney. Well, we don't want attorney free because there's no such thing. Attorney, Phoenix, Orlando, Houston, NC. So just, if you click all, you save all, it'll open up more. So if I click all, sorry, if I just keep clicking on these, and you go through the whole clicking on these ad groups. Let's not save this one. But anyways, you can see now I have 108 keywords that I can play around with. So the idea is once you have that, you can go into your campaigns. I've already set some of these up. So for divorce, my ad group was divorce. I just have an ad group here. Obviously, my campaign is paused, and these are all the keywords that I have. It gives you, I put a max CPC of 350, but again, that's just a, it's not a real number. The idea is to have us kind of give you an idea of what the conversions should look like, and you basically go from there, and you can calculate backwards to find out what this keyword's going to cost me, and will it convert? If it does convert, at what conversion rate should it convert? And you kind of think backwards. You create a staple for that, and when you do go ahead to optimize your campaigns, you baseline everything against what those conversion rates look like, what those earnings per click should look like, and you just optimize accordingly. Is that a lot of information for everybody?
I think that's excellent information. Very, very straightforward and great tips on how to find geo-targeting. And Eugene had a question, and he took it back, and he said, no, that's perfect. He was asking about broad or exact match. Yeah. And I think that is a good question, actually.
Yeah, I mean, again, like broad or exact matching, in these cases, I think I would do both. Again, it's broad matching. What it does is it allows you to, it lets Google think for you, okay? And, there's a ton of keywords out there that I have no idea if they're going to convert or not. And the idea really is to just create, if you want, create an ad group for broad matches, create an ad group for exact matches, create, I encourage everybody to get really creative, because everything comes down to optimizing, and that's the difference between someone spending $500 and making a profit within $100 of spend, and somebody just, hitting the go button and going live and just, fingers crossed, hoping I'm going to make money today. We all know that in affiliate marketing, this is not an easy space, but if you spend some time thinking about it and just, optimizing accordingly, you will make money, and you can make a lot of money.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's very good advice to separate your ad campaigns for the broad and the phrase, the exact, so that you can stop those very fast and then sort of mine the keywords that were good and create campaigns of their own, ad campaigns for each one of those more successful, more successful keywords, and that would be considered optimizing your budget and optimizing your campaign. So this is the way it's done. I know all these names sound very complicated, but it's actually pretty straightforward, and you just need to keep an eye on things. So if you're running this for the first time, don't walk away and let everything run for a few days without checking it. Keep an eye on things and stop or pause your campaigns if you see that the spend is getting too high and your CTR is too low. So I think this is the main thing. Are there any good tips that you have in addition, Mufid?
I think the only tips that I can provide a little bit further is just, make sure that as our job here as an affiliate network is simple. It's really to help our affiliates make money. I encourage everybody on the call, or anybody who's going to be listening to this video, is to utilize your affiliate managers to their fullest extent. A good affiliate manager will provide you with all the details necessary into optimizing your account and giving you the best ideas in terms of making a profit as quickly as possible. I mean, if you're not receiving that kind of customer service, you got to think twice about that, because as a company, if our affiliates make money, we make money, and that's how this business is. So keep in mind, always use your affiliate manager as a resource. My door is always open, or so to speak, my door is always open. If anybody really wants to get in touch with me for further advice, I'm here, and I would encourage to make sure that you have all your information before you start trying to spend any money on the line. That's basically it. I mean, pay-per-call is really easy when you think about it. It's the person who clicks on your ad has clicked on it with full intent. It's just a matter of finding out how many people you can get to click on your ads. And that's I think that's all I have to really say from there.
Absolutely, that's great. Jonathan is asking, are the numbers that we get 800 numbers, and can we get numbers to match the local area codes, or does that not matter at all?
There are 800 numbers. That's a great question. There are 800 numbers. I don't know if you can get local. I don't think you can, and the reason for that is because 800 numbers are national. People see an 800, like an 888 number, and they'll dial it out. if it was local, I think you would probably have over 200 or 300 unique numbers to dial from. So I think they made it 800 for that specific reason, and you know, the 888 numbers definitely do help, because I don't know if they're toll free, but consumers might think they are because of that.
You know, I've heard of a method of promoting pay-per-call, and I'd like to ask you if this is a quote-unquote kosher. Basically, I know that people are forwarding pay-per-call numbers through Google accounts, like into a Google Voice number. They're basically redirecting the numbers through their own numbers, and I wanted to know if that's something you're allowed to do, or if that's not something you're allowed to do. And Stuart is saying that 888 is toll-free.
Yeah, well, that's good news. I'll get more. I'll find out more. But here, actually, with regards to your question, I honestly, it's a great question, because you've stumped me. So essentially, it's a redirect from a local number to the 888 number. Is that what you're saying? It's
basically taking the number that you get from Ring Revenue, and then I think it's redirecting it to a Google number that you would assign. I don't know if that's considered white hat or not, if you're allowed to do that. If you're allowed to basically mask the number, redirecting it through a different number.
I don't know of anybody doing it. And I don't know. That's a good question.
The reason people do it, I can tell you the reason people do it, and then maybe you can look into it, and we'll give the answer later on my website, internetmarketingduru.com. People are doing it so that they can take advantage of Google local listings. But I know that since I've heard of this method, Google changed the rules on the local listings, and they're only using verified businesses, so this may not be in practice anymore. But I do suspect that some people are still trying to do this.
I mean, you know, if I could, I mean, if it's allowed, and you know, it helps make money, I don't, you know, someone's going to figure it out, I think. But I haven't heard of anybody doing it. But I will definitely check back, and I will get back to you on that one.
Awesome. Eugene is asking, can we talk a little bit about ad copy? And that's an excellent suggestion to wrap things up with some ad copy, and what kind of copy is working. And just to give you some pep here, the Brazilian BizOp says, Mufid, Mufid, Mufid rocks.
Brazilian BizOp. I wonder if it's one of our existing affiliates or clients that we work with. We actually do a lot in Brazilian BizOp. But thank you for the compliment. This is my first webinar, and you know, I'm hoping that I can educate everybody on here as much as possible, because I don't know if you can tell, but I truly believe in this vertical, and I think it's something that's going to be around for a very, very long time and make a lot of people a lot of money. With regards to the ad copy, that's perfect timing, Eugene. I'm only saying that because if you look at your screen, I was preparing to show everybody an example of how to find ad copy. And essentially, just you know, a lot of people have already done the hard work for you. Just you know, either use your affiliate manager to provide you with some ad copy examples. It's something I love doing. It really helps create affiliates, help affiliates who want to run their campaigns. It's more of a turnkey solution. So here's an example. So I'm in Los Angeles right now. I'm on my iPhone, and I want to do a search for, as you guys can see, I've been doing this already, but let's say I need a divorce. You can also see, actually, you see how all these keywords are dropping down? These are popular keywords that people are using. So if I typed in need a divorce, let's just say need a divorce now, okay? Whoever's going to type in need a divorce now, you can bet that they're going to want to click on a pay-per-call ad. So let's just go to need a divorce now. Oops, because I'm using a proxy. Google, they're really smart over there, aren't they? So you can see there are two pay-per-call ads right off the bat, okay? Localdivorceattorney.com, that's a pay-per-call. This 888 number here is, I believe, a pay-per-call affiliate through Ring Revenue, okay? You can see the difference between the two ads here, guys. The one ad has the phone number on top. Second ad has the phone number on the bottom. If I'm a user, I'm going to click on the top ad. And that's the difference between focusing on a domain and sending somebody and focusing entirely on a phone number. What I can tell you right now is I've seen the same ad copy over and over and over again. It's the phone number, a generalized domain, and then local divorce attorneys, or local whatever it is, you can, and then get a free consultation by local. So this person's here using free consultation. Again, let me just reiterate. Every single campaign out there has different rules and regulations. So one person might say one thing where they don't allow certain keywords or certain text to be used, while another will allow it. So just letting you know. So for this one, it's really essentially the same thing. So let's look at another keyword. This is how I would judge ad copy.
Let me just interrupt you for one sec. The 888 is a toll-free number, as Stuart pointed out, so that may not be a pay-per-call. That might just be straight advertising, the first one. But I love how you see the number on top. That's a great tip for people. I would definitely click on the top one and not on the bottom one. I was thinking that perhaps the bottom ad was not targeting to a phone, a specific type of phone, and so they need to comply with the WAP. Perhaps they're not as targeted.
Right. You know what? I think actually the difference, simply the difference between the two is, I can tell you this. Here, I'll give you another example and explain my thought process here. So if I write need a divorce lawyer. Okay, you see how it's a 888 number, localdivorceattorney.com. This is the guy on top here. This is a pay-per-call. This is a Ring revenue affiliate. So the fact that it's 888 will allow people to call through more. And this is the difference between a pay-per-call affiliate and a company, totaldivorce.com, who's trying to get into the localized market. There's a huge difference between the two. But this top, you can see that the ad copy hasn't changed, and the number hasn't changed. And if we go need a divorce attorney, same thing. Now you have two different affiliates running two different pay-per-call campaigns. But you can see that the consistent flow of the ad copy, phone number, domain, we can even see where this domain goes to.
And while you're doing that, I'm just going to add on for Lonnie, who's asking, Lonnie, who's asking, what are you using to search? And we watched you use GeoEdge Pro, and you're using a proxy, so you're using an emulator. You're emulating your search as though you were a mobile device. And so, Lonnie, I urge you to watch the replay when it's up on internetmarketingduru.com to check out how Mufid got here.
Yeah. But yes, it is an emulator, and it's with GeoEdge Pro. There are other ones out there. I'm sure there are other software programs out there, but it's a small investment to help you, gain a lot of consumer or market research insight. Again, not everyone can afford software, and I'll say it. Use your affiliate managers. Have them do a lot of the work with you. I encourage everyone to jump on a call with your affiliate manager. If you sign up, if you're not already signed up on our affiliate network, the one thing I love to hear when I walk out on the floor with my affiliate managers is that they're on the phone and they're helping their affiliates. If they're not, there's an issue. And I can be straightforward with everybody. That's our job. Our job is to jump on a call, and we have the ability and the resources to come up with this software, and we sometimes even get discounts for affiliates for software. But it's definitely something we can help you guys out with. But going back to that,
one sec there. I just want to let you know, Lonnie, on my site, if you search for browse like a mobile device, I have a whole post about a free mobile emulator for Firefox, so check that out as well.
Well, I'm going to check that out as well. That's great. Wow.
Hit the search box.
They're very hard to find. Yeah, they're very hard to find, and I'll be checking that out too. Thank you for
cool.
for finding that.
All right, go ahead. I won't bother you now.
No, yeah. Bother away. That's it's probably the best advice everyone's got on this phone call today. Anyway, so here's the idea is, come up with really, keywords that are in demand, and you can see there's a consistency to ad copy, and that's where I'm telling you, a lot of this research should be done for your own sake, and it's always consistently the same ad copy. Los Angeles. Let's see what comes up if we type in a more focused ad here. So, LA divorce attorneys. Again, you can see the difference between a pay-per-call affiliate and a non-pay-per call affiliate. And again, going back to the whole Skype thing, you can see how Skype highlights the phone number for you. It's pretty interesting how they do that. But were there, other than that, were there any other questions?
There are. I'm just getting the URL of that post that I wrote because a lot of people are asking for it. And let's see, we have a few more minutes. Please enter in any questions that you have in the chat box so that we can get a chance to answer them before we are going to close down in just a few minutes. And cool, we've got some more Israelis on the call. That's always nice to see. And I'm going to get that URL for you guys. So I think this has been a great webinar, Mufid. You've really gotten me going, and I'm definitely going to start to test some offers, especially pay-per-call offers with Mundo Media, because I can see that your support is absolutely awesome, and I've learned so much on this webinar, and I know that others have too. Please type into the chat box what you thought of this webinar. People are asking, will the replay be on? It will. I will send you an email about it. And I'm just scrolling through to see if we have any more questions. Let's see. So we have a question about advertising. Do you think that, someone's saying yalla, do you think, can we only use AdWords basically to advertise, or where should people be buying advertising? And Lonnie's asking, what are good EPCs?
Right. Right now, as far as I know it, with pay-per-call, all the traffic's coming from Google Mobile. The reason for that is because Google Mobile, I think, represents 98% of mobile searches right now on smartphones. I believe it's maybe even more, if that's even possible. It's I know I pulled up the stat recently. There's a huge amount, there's an abundance of search volume on mobile right now through Google, and that seems to be the one place that everyone's focusing on. Just to kind of add a little bit to that, a lot of the time I get questions about saturation. Can I still make money? If it's just one traffic source, is this even worth jumping into? The reality is yes. The reality is it's just continuing to grow. I mean, if you just type in a search for what's the projected growth for the amount of people that are going to have smartphones by the end of 2012, you're going to see that it just doesn't stop. Like, it's just a continually growing market space. So Google seems to be the only place that everyone's making money off of this right now. It seems to be the only place that users are actually using to do any kind of mobile search on, so I would focus on that. And sorry, I lost contrast. So was there a second part to that?
No, I think
it was the actual cost per clicks.
I think well, we keep getting this question, but I'm not sure that I think this person came on late. They were asking about good CTR. We've talked about that quite a bit, and about having to do with the keywords that you're checking and how well you're optimizing your campaigns. And so I think we really talked about that. I'm going to take the screen back to myself and show you on my website, internetmarketingduru.com, that I have this post that I wrote about put your mobile goggles on and browse like a mobile device, and I give a few places that you can check out what search looks like on a mobile. You can use the offers-Duru emulator for free, and since I love Firefox, I have the Firefox User Agent Switcher add-on installed. It's absolutely free. and I have detailed instructions about how to do it, and you can see the result here is a screen that looks just like you were on before, and then you can see what kind of search results look like on mobile. So check out this post. I've typed it into the right-hand side of your screen there, into the bar, so that you guys can check it out. And if you want to get any follow-up information or have any problems with registering for Mundo Media, you're welcome to contact me. I have a contact on my site. You can also sign up for my email list, contact me that way. And if you have any trouble with the registration with Mundo Media, please tell us, Mufid, should they just click on contact and send an email? What's the best way to solve any small glitches there may be on the road to making money with Mundo Media?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, if you're not a publisher of ours, I would I would sign up. And if you're having trouble signing up, you can contact me directly. I guess my contact information, is it on your website right now or not?
I will gladly add it on.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, listen. I'm always open to affiliates contacting me directly. We have a big team here, so if you're having issues, you can always feel free to contact me directly, and I can get you signed up with one of our affiliate managers who will take care of you guys from there. But yeah, I mean, if there's ever any issues, always feel free to contact me directly. I'll make sure that it's taken care of right away.
Awesome. So we've been on for a full 90 minutes. I can't believe it. This has been such a fantastic webinar, so many great questions, and I know that I have learned so much. We're getting a lot of thank yous here. Eugene is saying thank you, and we're getting a lot of more thank yous and cool and awesomes. And I hope that for everyone who's online and everyone who's watching this replay, guys, try out pay-per-call. This is the future. The future is here. We don't need to go back anywhere. And if you're going to hop on this media right now, you've got time to learn the ropes. It's going to take probably a week or two to really get into being a pro and making good money. And along the way, you can get support from the Mundo Media team. Always talk to your affiliate manager. The only offers that I've ever made money on with either CPA or any kind of pay-per-call promotion is when I talk to my affiliate managers and I'm in constant contact with them and they know what I'm doing. So I know there's a myth out there, and I hope it's not true, that in some companies people are afraid to tell their affiliate managers what they're doing because they're afraid that the affiliate managers are going to run their campaigns and steal their traffic. And I'm going to let you address that, Mufid, but I can tell you that that is absolutely ridiculous, because the affiliate manager is, his payout is basically based on how much money you make. They have all the incentive in the world that you should be making more money so that they can get a larger chunk of that. So Mufid, do you want to address that for a moment just as a closing so that people can trust the affiliate managers?
I would be happy. I would be happy to. I mean, I've heard that before. I mean, we all, a lot of affiliates are afraid of sharing a lot of the information that they do. I can tell everybody right now, all the information I shared with everyone on the phone today was all internal. This is all of my affiliate managers are. I have affiliate managers that have been in the business for more than 5 years, and they haven't left yet. Nobody wants to jeopardize that type of relationship. Business and successful business, more importantly, is about building a trusting relationship and knowing that the person you're speaking to, you're speaking to in confidentiality, and at the same time, it's a matter of you understanding that our affiliate managers their goal right now is to make people money. And it's exactly as you said, Shira. It's a matter of, if they're helping people make money, they make more money. It's a very much a give and take scenario. So I wouldn't worry about that. We're not a media buying company as well. We don't want to get into media buying. It's too much of a headache, considering how many other things we have on the fly. As a company, we're not just your typical affiliate network. We own our own offers. That takes a lot of time and effort to manage. We have a whole other platform called SilverPath that one day I guess we might talk about as well. And it's, so there's a lot to do. And to be honest with you, I think if any of my affiliate managers did that, well, first of all, we have a policy. If they do that, they get fired right off right on the spot. But we just don't have the ability to do any of that. So I hope that if anybody has those concerns, you can address them with me directly. And if I haven't eased your stress at this point, give me a second chance. I'll make sure that you guys have nothing to worry about.
Awesome. That is great. We're getting a lot of thank yous here. We have Mundo Media AF managers are awesome. Go Fraser from Eugene.
I'm going to let Fraser know.
We have well done, guys. Thanks a bunch, everyone. Learned a lot today from Manuel. Thank you, Shira. Thank you guys for your time. We appreciate the fact that you hang around all this time to learn about pay-per-call with Mundo Media. Mufid, thank you so much for being here. This may have been your first webinar, but I can tell you that you've aced it. And I hope to do a follow-up sometime soon.
I'm always open to it. Everybody's been wonderful, and I'm very happy to help. This industry is not as big as everyone thinks it is, but we should all be in it together to help everyone make a little bit of money.
Fantastic. So to everyone who's here and didn't go through my site yet, please check out internetmarketingduru.com. If you sign up for the email list, I hardly send out any emails. I only let people know when I've got cool interviews and webinars like these, and only very special opportunities. It's really a very low quantity email list. I really recommend you sign up, and I didn't force you to sign up to get on this webinar because I really respect your time, your privacy, and that's optional. So we hope to see you soon on another Internet Marketing Duru webinar, and for right now, thank you so much to Mufid and to Mundo Media. And guys, get out there and start making some money with pay-per-call advertising. So until next time, everyone go make some money and have a great night.
Thank you, Shira.
Thank you.